Welcome to lesson 15 of our interactive notes. We are looking at multiplicative and additive comparisons. It's going to be on pages 39 and 40. So let's turn to pages 39 first for part 1. Okay. Multiplicative and additive comparisons. Our content objective is for 4th grade OA, Operations Algebraic Thinking. I can understand that multiplication fact problems can be seen as a comparison of groups. Also, 4.OA.A.2, I can distinguish between multiplicative comparisons from additive comparisons. So I'm going to look at the difference with those. Language objective. I can use vocabulary related to multiplication and addition to be able to defend if a comparison is multiplicative or additive. Social objective. I can work with others to create a model to prove whether the comparison is multiplicative or additive. Okay, so here we have the word multiply. To solve for equal groups using repeat addition, arrays, or factors. So this is a joining together of equal groups. 3 groups of 5 apples. There's 1, 2, 3 groups of 5. There's a total of 15 because we are joining together equal groups. And it doesn't matter the order that you join together the equal groups. That's why we have the commutative property for it. Multiplicative comparison. Compare by finding how many more times one amount is than the other. 6 versus 12. Well, 12 is 2 times 6. 12 is twice as many as 6. So a multiplicative comparison, we're looking at how many more times it is. Additive comparison, a comparison that asks or tells how much more. So this one is how many more times. This is just how much more. How much greater or how much less one amount is than another. So this one's looking at a difference. This is looking at how many repeated groups. The amount of bees is 2 more than the amount of ants. So there's 1 ant, there's 3 bees, there are 2 more bees. Compose, make by combining or putting together. So we have 400 plus 50 plus 2, and we compose this number, we bring them together. Decompose, break apart into units or groups. 4 times 100, 50 times 10, and then we just have our 2 that would be left over. So compose is to put them together, decompose is to break them into their parts. Alright, so now we're looking at some of our multiplicative statements. 15 is 7 times as many as. Well, what times 7 makes 35? That would be 5. Is means equals, so 35 equals 7 times 5. That's what we're looking at here. 27 is how many times as many as 9? Well, 27 is 3 times as many as 9. Or 27 equals 3 times 9. 16 is 8 times as many as 2. 16 equals 8 times 2. 24 is blank times as many as 6. Well, 24 is 4 times as many as 6. 24 equals 4 times 6. 10 is 10 times as many as 1. 10 equals 10 times 1. So this is how many times more? 35 is 7 times more than 5. 27 is 3 times more than 9. 16 is 8 times more than 2. 24 is 4 times more than 6. 10 is 10 times more than 1. So those are multiplicative comparisons. So now we're going to look a little bit more at what makes an additive comparison, when we're going to add or subtract, different than a multiplicative comparison, when we're going to multiply or divide. So first, let's look at our additive. Jenny has 3, so I'm going to circle my number, more pencils than Marcus. If Marcus has 2 pencils, how many does Jenny have? We want to know how many she has. Well, first let's look at a picture. Do we know how many pencils Marcus has? Yes, Marcus has 2 pencils. So let's go ahead and draw 2 pencils. Here's 1 pencil. Two pencils. So Marcus has 2 pencils, and it says Jenny has 3 more pencils. So that means she has the same amount as Marcus, and then 3 more. So first we have to put that she has the same amount as Marcus, which is 2. So that's the same amount as Marcus, but she has 3 more pencils. Your pencils do not have to look perfect. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 pencils. So this is the same as Marcus, and this part is 3 more. There's no word times in here. So Marcus has 2 pencils. Jenny has 3 more. So she has the same amount as he has, and then 3 more. 5 is 3 more than 2. So Jenny has 5 pencils. Our equation, 3 plus 2 equals Jenny's pencils, because she has 3 more than Marcus. And if Marcus has 2, then she has 5. So that's additive comparison, where it just says how many more, how many less. That's it. This is a little different though, because this one says Jenny has 3 times. 3 times as many. So 3 times as many pencils as Marcus. If Marcus has 2 pencils, how many does Jenny have? So Marcus has 2 pencils. So his is the same amount, but this time we're doing 3 times, which another way of saying it is 3 groups of whatever Marcus has. So I need 3 groups of Marcus's amount. So here is my first group. So that's group 1. That's 1 times. Get the same amount. Now we need 2 times. So second group of Marcus's pencils. So there's our second group. That's 2 times Marcus's pencils. That's double what he has. But we need 3 times, or 3 groups of what Marcus has. So here she has 1, 2, 3 groups. 1 group of that matches Marcus, 2 groups of what Marcus has, and then 3 groups of what Marcus has. So she has 3 times as many as Marcus. 3 times the groups. 3 groups of Marcus's. 6 is 3 times as many as 2. So Jenny has 6 pencils. This time we're doing 3 groups, so 3 times Marcus will tell us the pencils. So the big difference between additive is that it just says more or less. Multiplicative, it will have the keyword times as many. So 3 more or 3 times more. Could say more in here, but it will have the word times if it's multiplicative and just more if it's additive. All right, now let's go ahead and start part 2 with our 3-column notes.